So this is going to be an awkward conversation because she needs to tell her friend, hey, the reason why you're not succeeding in life is because of the way you look. It's because you're busted. And Cassie, you need to tell that to who in this studio?
No one in the studio. Probably myself. No, I do. I have to do something. And it's coming from a place of love. But my friend, I'm pretty sure, obviously I don't know for certain, but I know that she is not succeeding in life because of how she looks. And let me explain, because, of everyone here, I have no makeup on right now. I washed my hair a couple of days ago. My face is shiny from some heavy moisturizer. I've got stretchy clothes on. Like, I am the last person to be having this conversation, which is why I've been hesitant about it. But she is searching for a job, and she's going on job interviews looking like I do now in studio, except a little more dressed up. And she and I used to bond over the fact, like, we wouldn't wear makeup to work. We'd be like, yeah, screw the patriarchy. We don't have to play these stupid games, We don't have to look a certain way. But the reality is, you can say that and you can have that be your ethos, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, you kind of do.
So she's not putting any effort into her appearance when she's going on these job interviews.
Right. And she's getting all the interviews because she's hyper qualified, hyper intelligent, and looks have just never been important to her. Like, just the being polished, let me put it that way, not looks, but being polished has not been important to her. But it is now when the interviews, and I don't know how to have this conversation, especially looking like I do every day, and being like, hey, you do need to do this if you want to play the game. If you want to be hired at these companies, you got to put some polish on. And I'd
dress the part to be the part.
Yes. And I've recently changed my thinking on it because I really used to reject it a lot. And I'd be like, this is stupid. If you want to do it, that's great. But you're not going to tell me I need to wear heels in order to be professional. You're not going to tell me I need to have makeup on in order to be taken seriously.
Because the beauty standards obviously are different for men and women when it comes to presenting yourself in a professional environment. Like, we always joke and laugh at, like, if we're doing an event, it's very different, the prep work Mo and Bert have to put in to go to an event, say, for myself, Abby, or Cassie. Because, we're getting hair, we're getting nails, we're getting, Abby and I and Cassie spray tans. And then you're also having to deal with makeup and your outfit. And we're now we're like 3.5 hours deep.
Yeah, Kristen and I took the same 12-hour vacation to Aruba last night because we both walked in and I was like, spray tan? Yeah, I'm going to spray tan BBA this week. Yeah, we're ready to go.
Shout out to Cocobella Tanning. Kaylee's wife got to see me naked in my kitchen yesterday.
Ooh, jealous.
I will be taking my vacation later today after the show and getting that tan. And so I've changed recently how I thought about it because I wanted to reject it as well, because it's not fair. It's a financial drain. It's a time drain. And I have noticed that I get respected more if I'm wearing makeup or if I'm looking polished. My hair's not curly. And it sucks. And I hate it. But then I watched a TV show called The Diplomat on Netflix starring Kerry Russell, which excellent, by the way. And Allison Janney comes in and she plays like the vice president. And what I loved about Kerry Russell's character, this is going to make sense, I promise, is she always looks a little disheveled. Like, her hair is kind of like mine, just not brushed, no makeup, wears a minimal, like, just throws on a black suit because she's getting work done. She's in international crises management, getting it done. And the vice president comes in and is like, yeah, basically reads her the riot act on how she looks. And she's like, you think it says scrappy, but there's a soft power in being polished. And I was like, oh, it's a power tactic. You can use this to your advantage now. Like, you can play the game knowing that you are playing the game, not because you're being forced to wear makeup, but because it gives you an advantage in playing the game. Does that make sense?
It does. It makes sense, but it also feels like you're still playing the game.
Yeah, you are. Well, if you want to play the game.
The problem is with life is you don't have a choice whether or not you're going to play the game or not. You can absolutely forfeit everything and I guess just like live in a box on the side of the road. You're welcome to do that. But if you are existing in some way, you have to participate in the game.
And I think that's where a lot of people, or at least I used to clash heads, is like, I didn't want to play that part of the game, but I want to play the game. And so realizing that there's a power in it and you can sort of hold that power, I was like, all right, now I can get into this and I don't feel like I'm being forced into this box. My point is, I want to have this conversation with her and be like, yo, I think you need to change your wardrobe a little bit, fix your hair, wear some makeup. But I don't know how to tell my friend that, especially looking like I do on air every day. But I've had this job for almost 15 years. And so it's a little different. We're in a studio. Y'all only see me every single day. although we do have cameras now. So how I would consider her a tier 1 friend, but do I, as a friend, looking busted at my job, be like, you busted, you need to step up a little bit?
Is this one of those things where it's like a separation of the sexes, where women are in our heads about this, where a guy could just easily have a conversation with another dude?
For sure. I was sitting here thinking that to myself as you were asking. Like, if it's a top tier friend, I wouldn't even think twice about this. I would just tell him exactly how I feel. Of course, because it's coming from a good place. You mean it sincerely and you really think it'll help. I wouldn't like second guess it at all. I would just tell her straight up.
I'm just afraid she's going to see me as like almost a backstabber based on our shared history of like, yeah, F makeup. We don't need to subscribe to those beauty standards. And all of a sudden I'm like, but you do. I don't, but you kind of do.
Abby, how would you have this convo with a friend?
I'd be a little bit more passive about it. I'd be like, hey girl, I have this dry bar gift card. Like, what if right before your next interview, like, let's just have a day where we get our mind right. Let's get a blowout. Let's go, look for a cute outfit. Like, I would do it in a way that isn't critical and more of like me just sort of subconsciously making something happen.
Could you turn it into a thing where, like, she's going on these interviews and she hasn't nailed one down yet? And what Abby is saying, could you ask to be her stylist for one of the interviews?
That could be fun. I think it would. I kind of like a combo of all this. I like the idea of the day before. You all are giving me ideas. I think I'm going to make it a challenge. I'm going to play into the fact that she's super feministy and just be like, humor me. Do your hair, do your makeup, and see how the interview goes and see if you get called back. Let's do a play. Let's see whether or not these dynamics are really still at play.
I love that.
That's good.
I think that's genius.
That's the one.
All right. Thank you, guys. I'll let you know how it goes.
Please do.
The Bert Show.